All right, guys, I know I'm about 5 or 6 months late, but I know some of you guys still like to see some of the guns that we review here and shoot and run through our accuracy tests and all that good stuff. So I finally got a hold of a Canik TTI Combat. If you follow the channel, my rival S, you saw, started giving me some issues in competition. So I kind of been staying away from Canik. Kind of pissed me off a little bit, but we're going to see how this one runs and not be so biased just because of one gun. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the Canik TTI Combat. First, we're doing the review, unboxing, and then we'll take it to the range. So let's get right into it. So most of these Caniks, at least my rival S, and this one, it looks like it has like a little nice personal message. This one's from Taryn Butler. The other ones has from the Canik owner or whatever, like a cool little statement about the gun. I mean, it ain't affecting anything. So our first layer, as you can see, is going to be a brand new pistol. It comes with 2 mags. Let's start removing some of this stuff. So we have the pistol here, which we'll go further into, obviously. This top layer also has a little gun toolkit, and this is where you slide the little base pad down, and it has all those extra screws and whatnot. We won't get into that. I mean, it's just going to be little extra parts and extra mag releases. So they do have different size buttons, so maybe we'll look at that later. You get different plates for different optics. These are not metal or aluminum. These do bend, so these are probably some sort of like hard poly or just straight polymer or synthetic plastic. So not a fan of that out of the box. I get that they're more cost effective and they can give you all these plates, but I would think that a metal or aluminum is just going to hold up better than these little plastic ones. So, you know, Taryn Tacticals put in his name on it. It's about $1,000 gun, a little bit less. I would expect for them to put metal plates, kind of like the rival S did. You get 2 mags. Here's the extended, and here's the flush. So they are standard 18 round mags. So I'm assuming rival mags and all that are going to fit in this. It comes with a TTI flush base pad. It looks like it's aluminum. And then you get a TTI +3. So on the +3, you're getting a 21 round, basically a 21 round mag, and then the 18 round mag here with the flush base pad. Again, I get that they're trying to keep the price low, but I mean, giving me 1 flush, 1 extended, it's, to me, is just kind of uneven. Kind of wish it would have been maybe just both extended, or maybe 2 extended in the flush for 3 mags. A lot of competition or race guns now are coming with 3 or 4 mags anyway. You do get the 3 interchangeable back straps, which these are super tight in here. I've yet to take these out. I haven't looked at the pistol or anything. Very right away, very aggressive texture. Like, I can feel it. It's grippy. So this is probably going to be pretty sweet as far as the grip. It's already way grippier than the rivals. That I can tell you for sure. Let me see different sizes on here, if they're printed. Where is the size? Usually they have it somewhere on here. I don't see it at the bottom or the top, so I guess it's just going to be based on your visual, because there's no markings to tell you anything. Well, anyway, so this one is a little bit bigger, and I'll probably zoom in. You can see a little bit more of that padding there. You know, I'll have to compare it later to the one on the gun, but they are going to be 3 sizes. Most guns right now, small, medium, and large. Before we put the box away. So in here, like Canik, if you've purchased a Canik before, they do send you some cleaning tools. There's your little pad, little rag pouch deal to go inside your barrel. Forgot what it's called, with a jig, jag, whatever. Here's a nice little brush for your barrel cleaning as well. They give you a little punch, a little customized punch for their stuff. This is really packed in, so it's kind of cool that you get another little tool there from them. Some of their pricier guns, they do come with their own outside the waistband holsters. There's a little thumb screw here. Of course, every gun now comes with these speed loaders. If you have a Mag Lula or Mag Oopla, whatever it's called, you're not going to use these anyway. Trigger lock, nobody uses. For some of you collector guys, There's a cool little coin, the little Terran Tactical Innovations logo with the Canik logo on there. Just a cool little coin. And they give you some one extra recoil spring. So I'll be curious to read what the weight is on these. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later. And that is the bottom layer, nothing else. So that's what comes with the Canik. So let's go ahead and clear this out of the way and let's get right into the gun. Right out of the gate, we'll just talk about the aesthetics and the feel. It's an awesome looking gun. I really like the look. The bronze I'm not a big fan of the bronze. I'm more of a chrome or just black, straight up black. The bronze, I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's just not my thing. But the serrations on this slide are just really nice. Like I can feel it almost gripping my fingers, like almost catching on. Not a super aggressive where it hurts, but no, it's not gonna be an issue cocking this back at all. Like it's really, really nice. This texture here up front and in the back, especially on this frame here in the back strap, that is super aggressive. Like it's not gonna hurt, but I can really feel it. And even this texture on the frame on the side is really nice. But overall look, good feel to the gun. It does feel a little bit light, but again, it is a polymer frame, so you're gonna get that. So let's go ahead and talk about, now that we talked about the weight real quick, let's go ahead and get into the dimensions really fast before we get into all the features of the gun. So the overall length with the compensator and everything on here is 7.85 inches. So it's almost 8 inches long, which is the reason why they would probably put this in competition. They have a slightly longer barrel, almost a complete full size, like a 5-inch competition. This barrel is 4.6 inches. What's pretty cool about the barrel, it is fluted. It's at that spiral flute. So that's pretty cool, as you guys can kind of see it right here. The point of the fluting is, you know, it's a little bit more lightweight, and also it provides these channels for some of that carbon to kind of slide through there and not gunk up on you. So when that slide is going back and forth, it's not catching a lot of that extra carbon to build up if you're not cleaning them frequently. Which, I mean, the guns don't get that dirty that fast. It's going to take a lot of rounds. So in case you didn't see, let's go ahead and show that really fast. It is clear. We are safe. So no loaded pistols or anything like that. The overall height of this guy is 5.87 inches. The width, most carry guns, which this is not geared to carry, but just wanted to point out that it's 1.41 inches. A lot of carry guns are right at an inch. So it's only 0.4 inches wider. So if you can carry a longer gun, you can more than likely carry this pistol pretty easy if you have that body type. You already know Fat Tactical does not. This is gonna get stuck under my gut, so I'm not carrying this unless it's outside the waistband. The weight is 29.5 ounces with an empty mag, so just under 30 ounces. So that's the reason why I was saying it does feel pretty light. It is top heavy. So we'll see how it shoots, and as far as if it shoots flat or the muzzle flip, if the weight is just not distributed correctly. Those are our dimensions. So let's go ahead and start off with the slide. Again, these serrations, really nice. I like how the optic plate kind of picks up where these start. I love the slide porting here, the little windows on the side and also on the front. If you guys ever switch this out to a normal barrel, which I do think they sell an extra one now that's not fluted, you can always get that ported if you lose the compensator. The compensator, they do have the punch that comes with the box, that this is a quick detach. You would just press that in, and I believe it turns and it just comes right off. Maybe I'll have a separate video on that, so that way you don't have the compensator, and then if you port your barrel, then you're going with the ported barrel versus this built-in compensator here. So again, nice serrations. You get the Terran Tactical logo with the Canik TTI Combat on this side, the logo on this side as well. On top of the slide, again, you have those nice windows up front. Really nice looking pistol. It just looks super custom. Your sights, you get the front fiber optic sight, and in the really tight rear serrated blacked out sights in the back. So kind of help you out, get a little bit more accurate with that little tight window in the back. See if you guys can see that there. It does come with the RMR footprint already built in, and it's actually cut. One of the big things that they say is this was cut a lot lower, so you can get that low bore axis with your optic. Really built for their mechanic. I believe the mechanic is the RMR footprint, but it does come with 3 plates. But again, I'm not super happy with these plastic ones. I wish they were a little aluminum or metal or something like that. So kind of a little disappointed on that they're sending you these plastic optic adapters or sight adapters. All right, you do have your cocked indicator in the back, as you can see. Not cocked there, and it is cocked. Again, not a loaded because it's empty. So don't ever take that as a loaded indicator. It just means that the slide has been racked. Your loaded chamber or indicator is going to be on your extractor. You'll have that little red line here in the front. I don't want to put that live round in here with YouTube. I'm kind of monitoring how everything is now, but you do get the little red line here on the side of the extractor. A lot of the pistols are coming that way now. Let's go ahead and come down to our frame. You do get the Picatinny rail here for your lights and lasers and all that good stuff. The trigger guard has like a double cut here. It's pretty nice, and only some grooves that are cut in here into the front. I'm not one of those that has that grip with the finger in the front, so this is never really a thing for me. But I kind of wish they would have done the more aggressive texturing up front here in the bottom, just to kind of match that. But again, it's not going to bother me because I don't grip that way. I know some guys, I've seen them with that index finger out in the front with their support hand. So here are your controls. You have your slide catch right here. It's kind of also following the pattern of the slide with those little cuts. That's kind of cool. Gives it a little custom look, and it's very easy to engage. So that does help a lot. Then you got your takedown. If you're familiar with Caniks, you would just press these down, slide pops off, and you just pull that right off. The mag button, I like the checkering. It's got that pyramid checkering on the top. And again, it comes with 2 additional, so you get a small, large, and a medium on here. Frame has a little indexing stippling here in the front, not super aggressive, but it gives you something as a point of reference to kind of feel where your index finger is, and then also your support thumb. There's no ledge or anything to serve as a gas pedal, but just more of a reference feel point there that you can feel the texture and you know you're in the right spot. The texturing is just really awesome, very aggressive. So when I get this to the range, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with this sliding around or anything like that. Really good texture, and they did a good job. I would say this is an upgrade from the rivals. Just love the feel of it. And it looks like it comes pre-installed with your aluminum magwell already. It's a really low profile Canik magwell. You can take it off here with a little, I think this is a T8 or a T10. You'll just probably take that right off, pull this off, and then put your screw back so your back strap doesn't fall out of place, which they also have a pin here. And then you can go without the big magwell. And I have a pretty large hand, and it goes really perfect with this magwell. It holds that small finger, that pinky finger right there. So even without it, I wouldn't have a problem gripping this because it's a full-size gun, the full-size frame. If you can kind of see it there, it kind of stops right here. So my hand is not going to hang off or anything like that. So it's got a lot of real estate there for you to grab onto. Really good feel to this pistol. I really like it. Comes with 2 mags. I'm a little disappointed on that for the price point and the fact that it's a competition or race gun. Some of the PDPs or Walthers come with 3 or 4, even HKs with 3 or 4. So I would have liked at least a 3rd one and 1 more extended, or at least give me the 2 extended. So that's kind of a little bit of a jip there. But it comes with 2 18-round mags, and then one has the +3 TTI extension. So again, really nice. And this is why I don't like these flush ones, because if you have a bigger hand and you go kind of semi-quick, sometimes your hand will hit the magwell, and you're not going to seat that magazine all the way because it is super flush. So depending, if you know how to get a good hit in there where your palm is hitting, I've kind of already come accustomed to kind of getting the skinnier part. That way no other part of my palm makes contact with the magwell. But if you're new and you're trying to do a quick one, that may be an issue there with these flush ones. But the mag release, it's perfect. Even on my other rifle, my steel that I used to have, never had any complaints with dropping mags by accident or couldn't reach or I had to come off grip. I can hold my grip here and it is perfect every time. I like that. Here's the +3. These Terran Tactical ones, if you're not familiar, they have their little plunger in the front. The little set pin or set plunger. Usually most other companies will have it in the back. That's kind of one thing I didn't like about Terran Tacticals Extended. They just kind of look a little funny with it being in the front, but if it works, it works. Not a big deal. But of course, with the extended mags, those are a lot easier to just get in there because you have a lot more meat right here to just kind of push in and not have to worry about you hitting the magwell or anything like that. The recoil springs. So does come with 2. Obviously, one is already installed. And it comes with another one. And this one, if you can see it, it's labeled low. So this is going to be your lower power loads or competition loads. The manual, I know a lot of people say, oh, screw the manual. The manual comes with good information, especially with the pistol you're not familiar with. This is for 1,000 feet per second rated ammo or lower, so competition loads. You're supposed to be running this low power recoil spring. If you're not going to be running any of them, then the one installed, I believe it says it's already normal recoil spring for 1150 FPS. So you got that, and then you get the low recoil, which you guys know if you're in competition, you're buying these extra springs, those are anywhere from $50 to $60, $70. So that's pretty cool that comes with it. So it's really, really nice. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. Very easy to rack. I love these triggers. Let's take a look at that trigger, and then I'll get the gauge on it. There is some texturing on the safety bar there, so I do like that it won't slip. And it's not one of those that you have to press the trigger with the pad of your finger, or some that if you're coming from the side also, they don't engage. My Q5, my Walther is like that, so I've had to readjust how I pull the trigger. This one's got a nice, pretty wide safety bar, so even if you don't get the perfect finger on there, if you get more of the side, it'll still depress. That could be a good or a bad thing depending on how you're looking at it. But let's go ahead and look at that. So here's the uptake, a little pre-travel. Not much, and you're almost at 90 degrees. There's a pretty hard wall, and then a clean, crisp break. Let's take a look at the reset. Very, very short. You see at the angle it's at, and it breaks at 90. Very clean break. Let's go back all the way full. There's our pre-travel. So it's almost like you feel that initial free swing, and then you get a little bit of a sponge right there, and you hit a hard wall. And then you get a clean, crisp break. So let's get the gauge on that. Let's take a look. All right, trying to get the middle where I would normally press. 3.53. Let me go a little slower. I think it affects it sometimes. 3.15 or 315.1. So we're already out the gate getting sub 4-pound pulls. So I can see that it's a light trigger. More geared to competition, obviously. 312.7. Let's get one more. And 314.1. But it looks like it's a sub 4-pound trigger pull, about 313, 314, somewhere around there. So again, gun overall feels awesome, looks great. Can't wait to get it to the range and put it through my normal accuracy test and see how it performs like they say it should. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, a little bit different today. We're doing some voiceovers. Had some issues with my camera. But here's the TTI Combat. First mag out of the box. We went ahead and filled it up, 20 rounds, or 21 with the +3. Got a good fit. Let's see how she shoots. And I think you guys will see right away how this is going to go. We're shooting regular 115 SMB ammo. First shot out of the box, malfunction. Failure to extract. Second round, same. Looks like it extracted, but didn't feed properly. And this is just standard 115 ammo. Works in all my other pistols. So it's like, okay, well, maybe the first couple rounds is straight out of the box. Let's see. Let's keep on going with the tests and see how it goes. So we're going to go ahead and clear it and get this mag back in. Try to continue with our first mag out of the box. First 2 shots, malfunctions. All right, there we go. Couple shots. Feels very real soft. A lot flatter than I thought. Really nice. We're trying to finish the first mag. So I'm starting to think like, oh, okay, this is gonna go pretty well. Those first couple shots, it's just, you know, some malfunctions here and there, not a big deal. But that wasn't the case as we continued with the testing. There's another malfunction, number 3. And still within the first 20 rounds or 21 rounds.
Standard 115.
So I wanted to continue with the test and just go on through it and just kind of finish emptying it out. Malfunction number 4. And finally, slide lock. Finally got to the end of the mag. 21 rounds. I think we had 4 or 5 malfunctions. But we're going to keep on going. Maybe it's, break-in period, right? We'll see. All right, back with the voiceover. Now we're going to try to do our 4-round accuracy tests. Usually we do the 4-round groups, starting at 15 feet, 21 feet, and then 30 feet. So here we are at 15 feet and malfunction again. So at this point, my mental is just kind of gone. I'm very frustrated already with this pistol. Another malfunction. Just trying to get through 4 rounds. The 4-round grouping accuracy test at 15 feet. It's just, at this point, I'm not going to lie, I was just done. Another shot, another malfunction. I do want to point out, a lot of people say, oh, Caniks run heavy. You got to run 124, blah, blah, blah. Man, you should be able to run 115 without this many malfunctions. At this point, this is a bolt gun. It's just one at a time. There's no way a gun break-in period should be even with 115. I don't care if it likes 124. It should not be running 1 bullet at a time, malfunction, 1 bullet, malfunction, 1 bullet, malfunction. I don't care what it likes to run. It should not be working that way. And as I'm talking, you've probably already saw another 4 or 5 malfunctions. And this is standard 115 S&B, which is pretty decent. Again, I run it in all my other guns with no issues. My SIGs, my Taurus, my Walthers, HK, I have 2,000 rounds of this S&B. It runs through everything. It cycles just fine. I even run it through my CZ that has a compensator, custom P320 that has a compensator. The Canik is the only one that's just run it this horrible. And then as you can see, I've even switched later on, and you'll see it, switched to blue bullets, to some Outdoor Dynamics 147 competition loads, and gave me the same issues. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. It was very frustrating. I was still pushed through the entire accuracy test, and I'll show you the results. When it did shoot soft. The recoil was it was like nothing. It wasn't that bad. It was accurate. I think my accuracy, as you can see here in a minute when I get through the actual end of the test, it affected it because, my mental was off a little bit, and I was just, I was just trying to push through. And if you're listening to this, you've already seen maybe 15 malfunctions now or more. I would have to agree with my buddy Eric. He has a review on his TTI Combat out of the box. He has so many malfunctions the way I'm getting them. It should not be this way. Break-in period, BS, man. Come on, I get it. There is some break-in periods, but it should not be this bad. I'm buying the gun. I'm expecting that gun to work out of the box at least 90% of the time. And I don't think that's much to ask for when you're buying a gun, that it's going to work at least 90% of the time out of the box. Break-in period or no break-in period. So I may just cut to the end results because I don't even want to spend time editing this video with all these malfunctions. First mag out of the box. This feels very soft. It's pretty accurate when you can, but once you start having all those malfunctions, it throws you off. I had, I think, a malfunction every round on this one. The 15 feet really messes with me. Try to focus a little more at 21 feet. Nice good group here. And then at 30 feet, I always kind of pull a little bit at 30 feet. I get hard to see, but just too many malfunctions. When we got to the 1-inch box, it's pretty close. Both ends. I think this one was a little low. But just malfunctions in between just kind of caused. All right, we're gonna try our doubles at 21 feet with competition loads. See if it gives us any malfunctions. Malfunction. Malfunction. So I think I'm done. I'm just gonna release some rounds in there. All right, guys, back from the range a couple hours ago. just in case some of you YouTube nerds are still trying to report something. We're still safe. Yeah, so you saw the shooting, my quote-unquote accuracy test that I just couldn't get through. I just couldn't find the strength to go through it. It was just very, very frustrating. This is brand new, out of the box, shipped directly to my store, my FFL. This is not used or anything, and I mean, first 2 rounds had malfunctions. I think I ran close to 70 rounds through it during the accuracy testing, or attempt to do the accuracy test, and then off camera I ran another 20 or 30. And yeah, I mean, there was a ton of malfunctions. I ran 115 grain, I ran 147 grain. It did it to both. My competition 147 loads, the 115. That 115 grain, the SMB, it runs through all my other guns just fine. It cycles fine. You people that say, oh, you know, some guns have a break-in period. Yeah, I get that, but there's no way it should be that bad. So I disagree with the break-in period of, you know, that's why it shoots or shot as bad as it did. It's got to be better than that. There's no way it's gonna have that many freaking malfunctions. It's just not possible for that to be considered a break-in period, and for that to be considered normal. Other than that, which is the most important part, if this thing would have shot great, man, I would think this would be a great gun. I love the look, I love the feel, the recoil when it did shoot not accurately, but when it did shoot and function properly like it should. Very soft recoil. It was accurate on a couple of shots where I wasn't, you know, kind of frustrated and thinking about the malfunctions. The feel, the texturing, everything, the trigger, I love it. I just wish it didn't shoot like shit. So for me, 2 thumbs down on this particular TTI Combat, and I think there's a lot of other people that are having similar issues. So again, just like the rival Steel is giving me some problems, or gave me problems, I'm probably done with Canik for a while. But you know, hey, drop some feedback and comments, whatever you guys think. Let me know what you think, and if you have one of these, let me know what your experiences is like. Hopefully it wasn't like mine. But I am done with the TTI Combat right out of the box. Appreciate you guys.